afternoon, and welcome to Smart Health in conjunction with the Warren Alpert Medical School at Brown University. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel. Would like to welcome in Dr. Dominic Kleinhenz here at University Orthopedics in East Providence. Doctor, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Kate. Looking forward to talking to you.
Well, I appreciate your talking with us here about spine health. Now, let's talk a little bit about your journey to University Orthopedics. We were just talking about the patients that you see on a daily basis. And then we'll go into what parents and families should know about spine health, especially for students and back to school. So tell us a little bit about the practice here.
So the majority of my practice is actually adult spine patients, but I see patients of all ages with spine conditions, both of the back and neck. And mostly what we see are, degenerative conditions of the back and neck, as well as, scoliosis and things like that.
And you talk about seeing predominantly adults, but back to school time, folks know about backpacks. Let's talk about backpacks and spine issues and how they pertain to students at all ages, maybe best practices, if you will, if you see young people with backpacks, weight limit, types of backpacks, rolling backpacks. What do you advise people?
Sure. Backpacks tend to be a huge problem or huge cause of back pain, especially in our younger children and even college-age kids. Probably the most important thing, one, is unloading a significant amount of weight out of your backpack. Hard to put a good number on it, but really try to limit it to 10 or 20 pounds, or really about 2 classes or 2 periods worth of books at a time. The other thing is always make sure that you wear both straps on. When you just wear one strap, it puts the weight asymmetrically on one side of the spine, and that can lead to back problems. You want to adjust your straps to keep them into the body so that that weight is really balanced in the center of the spine. And then the other thing is put the heaviest things on the bottom of the backpack and toward the center. And all those things really optimize the position of the back pain and really keep the weight distributed across the spine so that there's no area seeing too much pressure, because that's the kind of thing that will result in pain.
And so let's talk a little bit about that. When young people do, if they experience pain, what should they be aware of? Which other steps should they take, and when should they seek help?
Well, I think the first thing is probably think about those things. Number one is taking things out of the backpack and really be aware of the way that you're wearing it. If those things don't work, then number two is just try to do some gentle stretching exercises. Really, and a majority of that is focused just on hamstring stretches, trying to touch your toes from a bending position. The other thing is strengthening the abdominal or the core muscles, which puts the back in a better position.
Okay.
And then, when to seek help is, I'd say, if you have back pain for, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, that's really not getting better, seek help. Especially if it's something that's waking you up at night, keeping you awake, or is really not going away with any, Tylenol, ibuprofen, anything like that.
Rolling backpacks, should they be an option? What's your thoughts on rolling backpacks?
I think they're an option, and it's obviously a great way to unload the back. But if you put 50 pounds in a rolling backpack, then you're going to get shoulder problems, elbow problems, hand, wrist problems. So it's kind of the same tips, but more geared to your hand, shoulder, elbow, area. But really, in general, keep the loads light and try to limit the amount of weight in the backpack.
And as young people are growing up and they're using their backpacks, does this impact growth if it's from a young age? Let's talk about maybe elementary age students. How good and how important is both good posture and backpack usage for the growth of the spine?
I don't know if there's anything that says that wearing too heavy of a backpack is going to prevent your spine growth, but it's always important to keep spine health in mind. And we generally say in orthopedics or in spine that 1 pound of weight across the back ends up being 4 pounds on the knee. So if you think about these things in the long term, is that really little things when you're a kid can become problems at an older age.
Okay, so backpacks, one of the issues that families should be aware of with back to school when you think of health and ways to keep your students healthy. There's another interesting development with technology that you're seeing here in your practice, and it's something called text next. So let's talk about kids' usage of their mobile devices.
Yeah. Well, this one, unlike backpacks, is really not only limited to kids, and this is something we're seeing all the time, not only with text messaging, but with computers. What text neck is really just an overuse problem where people get pain in the back of their neck, and that's really due to looking down at a screen or phone or computer, throughout the day. So one of the best things for that is going to be, I guess, as kind of cumbersome as that can be, but bringing the cell phone to eye level so that you're not looking down. And then another great thing for the workplace is, if you can do it, is try to have a sit-to-stand desk. And that's really something I've been really trying to push more and more people to, because looking down at a computer, just like operating all day, starts to hurt the neck and is a burden on the neck.
You hear about the standing desk options, and people talk about just being more mobile throughout the day, but a lot of times you don't think of that neck issue and looking down all the time. Can that lead to serious problems?
It can certainly lead to chronic pain or degeneration in the neck. So, looking down and we know that there are certain jobs where you're looking down all the time, certainly leads to degeneration in the neck. So I would say yes.
Couple of important things again for families to recognize heading back to school now that school is in session. But speaking of school, I want to talk with you a little bit about the Warren Alpert Medical School at Brown University. How would you say that working with Brown and the Alpert Medical School has positioned you in your career, working with colleagues, working with other academics, and even the students as well? Tell us a little bit about the role that the school has played in your career.
I think Brown, as we know, is a world-class university, and my experience here has been wonderful. One of my favorite parts of my job is teaching the medical students and residents, and I love that at Brown, especially because we get some of the best, both students and residents. And also we have world-class research faculty and facilities so that we can really stay on the cutting edge of research and spine health.
And speaking of world-class facilities, this facility here in Kettle Point in East Providence just opened in 2018, a gleaming 4-story building with a packed parking lot. Talk a little bit about the resources here enabling you, again, to be able to help patients and, again, further your career.
So really this building is designed to kind of be one-stop shopping for orthopedic and musculoskeletal care. So we have all of our orthopedic specialties here, as well as physical therapy, hand therapy. We have x-rays and MRI, so you can really do it all in one place.
A one-stop shop here in East Providence. And again, Smart Health with the Warren Alpert Medical School at Brown University, bringing you the top experts in their field and giving you things you need to know advice, especially for families and students heading back to school. So wear both of those straps on the backpack. Be sure to be cognizant of when your head is down, texting or computer use, and just stay healthy. So, Dr. Kleinhenz, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Smart Health. We look forward to seeing you soon on GoLocal Live.